As a nation, we simply love colour in our gardens. It can lift your spirits or soothe your soul. Pack your plot with colour and you can create a haven that's perfect just for you. I'm in Leicester to take a snoop at the garden of Julie Richards, who I think would really appreciate a kaleidoscope of colour. Julie's not at home, so I'm taking the chance to have a sneak peek at the challenge that lies ahead. Thinking of the neighbours who've left the gate on the latch. It's like a jungle. Oh, look at me! Goodness! It's just sort of grown and grown and grown, so you can hardly see anything. I know green is the most important colour in the garden, but it shouldn't be the only one. I think it's rather time I met her, don't you? The irony is that Julie runs a local community gardening project, where she's about to receive what I hope will be a pleasant surprise. How are you? 99. If I knew how to make that, I'd give her one.
Oh my gosh, what a surprise! Oh.
How are you?
I'm all right, thank you. Embarrassed, a bit blushing.
I've just been and had a look at your garden.
Yeah.
Do you like the way your garden looks at the moment?
It's a bit dark, isn't it?
But it's sort of got away, hasn't it, really?
A lot of way. I ain't got time. I've been doing a lot of community work. This is my space at the minute. I think we're ready. Right, today what we're going to do, we're going to do some weeding, especially in the beds.
Jules, she's just a bright light in the world.
She's given me a lot of confidence and new skills. I think so many people appreciate Jules.
Jules runs not one but 2 community projects in the area that help people with mental and physical health problems.
5 years ago, my son's mother passed away, and from then on, I was just pretty much housebound. I was very apprehensive of coming to the Green Gym first time, but as soon as I walked in, Jules was friendly, she's chatty. Oh, her laugh is just so infectious. She spends her whole life helping other people and never really thinking about herself.
Look at that. That's a big one. You can do something to bring a smile. And if you're happy, you know what I mean? Make someone happy. That's life. You know, if I can do that, can't beat it.
Jules has introduced hundreds of people to the joys of community gardening. Now, her friends have asked if we can take care of hers.
I see Jules do a lot of things here, but I don't really see her take any time for herself. So for me, it was about doing something nice for Jules to get something nice for her to know she's recognised, she's appreciated.
What would you want to find when you went out there? How do you want to feel?
I call it liming in Barbados. Family was from there, but I spent a lot of time over there. I want to lime again. Maybe you go out and chill and relax.
Right.
You can socialise.
Yeah.
You see nice things. You can cook outside. And I just want somewhere where I can actually invite my friends round.
When you look at Caribbean gardens in Barbados or wherever, they're very, very colourful.
Very colourful.
So do you like...
I love the colours. It's bright, it's vibrant. And I've been back at home. You know, you go past the gardens of bright flowers. You know, you open the door and you think, wow, I love colour.
What would you say if I said, I'll come round with a few friends and we will try and give you that garden of your dream?
Oh my God. Oh, thank you. Oh.
Very well. What a force of nature. But all Jules's force of nature is directed and diverted to other people at other places, as a result of which her own garden is a bit neglected and tired and not very colourful. I think it's high time that she had some way to entertain, so she's got plenty of space to do a bit of liming. That's a new word. Jules's garden is incredibly overgrown, so the landscaper's first task is to clear as much of the dense canopy as possible, except for a single plum tree, and strip out the old broken concrete paving. So my trusty lieutenants, Danny Clark and David Dominy, can get to work.
You're really getting into the colour theme here. Look at those gloves.
leaving me to figure out how to transform this small, crescent-shaped plot.
Jules is very proud of her Caribbean heritage, and when you think of the Caribbean, you think of sunshine and lots of bright colour, but there's an art in putting colour together to make it work and create the right atmosphere. There's a good example of that just through here.
This garden is exploding with brash oranges, bright purples and vibrant reds.
Marketeers have evaluated the effect that different colours have on us. Red and yellow stimulate appetite. Anybody for a burger? It's only when you put plants together that you start to see the effect they can have on your eye and your mood. Here, deep crimson astrantia with a pale pink abelia, quite gentle. But if you want waking up, then the orange flowers of crocosmia against the blue of a geranium is much more strident.
To make them really pop, these perennials are planted against a darker background of evergreens.
Don't imagine that colour in the garden comes solely from flowers. It comes too from leaves, stems and berries. This Pittosporum, evergreen leaves are pale green and cream, crinkly and shiny, with stems the colour of plain chocolate. Deep plum purple of Physocarpus. Coupled with flowers, they add complexity and interest to the bigger picture. Don't forget that hard landscaping also has a part to play in your colour scheme. The dark purple of the wall and the screen shows off the plants in front of it. You'll get warmer tones from rusted Corten steel. Every single element in the garden is a part of its colour scheme and needs to be weighed up. This garden certainly packs a punch, and if I can utilise the colour techniques used here in Jules's garden, then I think we can give her the chill-out space she'll love. I want to give Jules a garden that's really got that Barbados feel to it. I'm going to divide it into 3 distinct areas. At the bottom of the garden, I want David to concentrate on making the entertaining area. Now, Jules has got a shed, we'll keep that, but alongside it, I think a garden bar. It's not just a bar, it's a beach bar. Immediately in front of it, an area where we can have a table and chairs for outdoor dining. And then in the centre of the garden, this is where I want Danny to create an area that gives Jules a sense of journey, of travelling through lush foliage, glorious, bright colours in the border, zingy oranges, reds and yellows. I'm taking charge of the area immediately outside the house. I want to create a sort of zen area. There's also a fairly wide alleyway down the side of the house. I'm thinking there of painting the walls rather a bright colour to lift it, and then I shall put little shelves that she can have plants on, herbs, peppers, chilies that she loves growing for her cooking.
The challenge will be to unite all 3 areas to create a garden that's as warm and welcoming as Jules herself. Back in Leicester,
There you go, James.
the subframe for the middle section of the garden is coming together.
I have to say, there's great progress being made on the site at the moment. There's a decked area in the middle, which has been punctuated by this beautiful plum. So it's nice to keep that. It breaks up the area quite nicely too and gives the garden a little bit of height.
Danny's already thinking of ways to use landscaping to add colour to the space.
Here you are.
To divide the garden into 3 sections, we're using upright sleepers as screens.
I've got an array of loud colours in which to paint these sleepers with. And I think if we put a bit of red in there, and I quite like the idea of this blue. That definitely speaks of the Caribbean for me.
Using specialist wood paint means only one coat is required.
The cost, 40 quid for a 2.5 litre can. Sleepers, 25 quid a pop. These colours are certainly going to give the garden a bit of zing.
Out front, David's wasting no time either.
This is my area of the garden, just at the bottom, tucked away, and I'm going to make it really, really special for Jules. So I thought it'd be perfect to make a rum shack. Soon as I've had some of the Caribbean colours, this is going to be a real focal point and a place for Jules to enjoy herself. Now, we bought this shed already converted for about 800 quid. That does sound like a lot of money, but it brings a touch of the Caribbean into Jules's garden all year round.
Felting the roof will ensure the bar stays dry and increase its lifespan.
Whenever you put in the top part of your felt and you want to find the midpoint, just fold the ends together. There we go. And a little crease will help me line it up.
Time for me to see how we're doing.
This side alley, I really want to make something of. It's been paved with these lovely pale grey pavers. And then when we come around the corner onto this decking area here, this is the zen area for Jules, so it will be more calming. We kept the plum tree in the middle, and Danny is painting the fence here, not that strident yellow, but deep purple.
Doesn't it look wonderful?
Well, also when you look at that, Danny, it's going to show off foliage and flowers.
It certainly will.
But the purple fence is nothing compared to what I've got planned for the entrance to the garden.
I quite like subtlety in a garden. Pastel shades, gentle colours, restfulness. But Jules wanted colour. I think she's got it.
Bright coloured paint reflects light, so it's perfect for brightening a dark, narrow alleyway. And I'm planning some equally bold containers to create a new herb and veg garden.
I know these pots are really rather striking, but against that yellow fence you'll get a real pop of colour. And this is just a case of taking ordinary, cheap, moulded terracotta pot, masking tape around it, and then the rim painted either bright red or bright yellow. This is a wonderful pepper plant, capsicum. These are the sweet peppers rather than the really hot, spicy peppers. I've just counted up 12 different fruits on it. You'll notice some are green and some are red. Well, they go red with age. Whether you want green or red, they're all on the same plant. It's just for the red ones, you've got to wait a little bit longer. Stonking great plant though, isn't it? That's a real cracker.
To help make the peppers pop, I'm planting the other pots with herbs in different shades of green.
In the garden, rosemary can grow into a huge bush. It'll stay smaller in a pot, and if you keep taking the shoot tips out to use on your roast lamb or whatever, that way you'll keep it bushy. And after 2, 3, 4 years, when it's outgrown it and got a bit woody, just replace it. And those leaves, of course, being evergreen, are on right the way through the winter, so it's an all-year-round use herb. But also, thinking ahead, it's great to put a few bulbs in pots. Crocuses, for instance. I can plant these around that rosemary. Planting them about 2 or 3 inches apart and 1 or 2 inches deep all the way around. And then, come the spring, it will erupt with lovely yellow crocuses.
To make this entrance to the garden feel really grand, I'm adding an arch.
There we go.
Against which I'm planting a flowering climber, Campsis.
It's a glorious thing.
Yeah, you can see why it's called the trumpet vine, can't you?
You can.
It will look absolutely fabulous when these flowers dangle down.
So, water butt planted, just need to connect it all up. All these pots are in place, archway installed, so the entrance now to the garden is complete.
And with that, stage 1 of our garden of many colours is done. Hoping to transform the garden of Julie Richards into a kaleidoscope of colour.
Now, let's see what David's doing down here.
But I'm concerned the team might be getting a bit carried away.
David, where are you?
Yes.
Oh, there you are.
I'm in the bar.
In the bar. Like this, yeah.
That's your cheeky one, little cocktail.
Yeah, well, a pint of very stiff bitter, please.
I think I've got some specials. I've got a really nice flamingo pink or a little touch of the tropical teal.
Want to paint this?
Yes.
But the thing is, have you seen the colours I've got in that garden already? I've got bright yellow up the top with the fence, pale yellow on the wall. Down the other end of the garden, Danny's done pink and yellow and heaven knows what else, and the fence is dark purple. And now you're offering me flamingo pink and teal. I'll never work again.
So now my rum shack is just going behind me just here. But here is where Jules is going to be able to sit and relax and entertain with her friends. Now this is the porcelain paving that's gone down because there's no lawn in the garden, so I wanted something greeny blue to give that visual effect, because it's not just about being functional, it's about being a feature as well. It's about £50 per square metre. In fact, the whole area here is about £300. I think it's worth it because it is such a beautiful feature.
For half the price, paving slabs will have a similar effect, but they won't reflect the light as much.
We've laid the paving with a bigger gap in between each of the slabs. It's about 7 centimetres. And I'm going to use aggregate to go in between the spaces. And here we've got Cotswold stone, a medium-sized stone, quite bright in colour. Now, I know it's a bit more Cotswold than Caribbean, but it has got a lovely sandy colour.
To put in the new landscaping, we've had to remove everything from Julie's old garden, with one notable exception.
This plum tree dominates the garden, but it has been a stranger to the secateurs, the loppers and the pruning saw. It really does need lifting in order for us to be able to get by, but I wanted to leave something to give a bit of height and statuesqueness to the garden. So what I'm going to do is to lift the crown. Now that means removing these lower branches, so the head of branches is higher up. Right, start down here somewhere. Undercut first before you overcut. That way, when the branch comes off, it doesn't tear a great strip off the bark. It gives you a much cleaner, finished cut.
It's always best to prune a plum tree in summer to stop the cut surfaces attracting disease.
First one gone. 2 more rather larger ones to go. When you're cutting large branches off, always leave a knuckle a little bit sticking out. We used to flush cut really close to the stem. It was then discovered that if you left just a little bit, perhaps half to a quarter of an inch of the base, it heals over quickly. The cambium layer comes over much more quickly than it does if you flush cut it.
For the larger branches, I'm making an initial cut higher up the branch to minimise the risk of splitting.
So now it's just a matter of taking that short piece off. That's the main ones off. I can now do a bit of thinning out up here to let some light and air in. Dense trees like this carry a larger number of fruits, but they're not generally so good, so tasty, or so large. It's better to have a slightly smaller number of better fruits than a great glut of stuff which is not terribly nice. The smaller branches that are going to be removed, I don't need the pruning saw, I just need Jennifer. This is Jennifer loppers.
I'm removing any dead, weak or diseased branches.
Now here I've got one stem I do want to keep for now. I think I can use that. But this whole lump down here is dead around it, so those are what I'm going to take off. It's going to take a while, but it's a satisfying sort of job.
With the tree cut back and pale-coloured landscaping going in, the garden is now flooded with light. Perfect for the hot-coloured plants I'm planning to introduce.
When you're planting up a garden, you have to think about light. And the fact that in full sun, these heleniums here will be gorgeous, these red flowers. But at dusk or late afternoon, you start not to be able to see them. But the pale yellow colours, like this red hot poker, you'll see them more in lower light levels. And that's something you really have to think about when you're planting in shade.
Oh, great, some helpers. Here, let me fill your trays and we can get started.
who helps people with mental and physical health problems in her local community.
A bit more paint on the shed and less on the body. Do you know what colour we're thinking about putting on the inside?
No, flamingo pink.
Why,
Wow.
she is gonna love it.
At the opposite end of the garden from the rum shack is my second project, a private Zen garden for Jules to chill out in.
Down. Well, then in the hill, going in.
Like Danny, I'm using sleepers to screen off the area from the rest of the garden.
So that's the extreme. And we're just working out how many of these we can get in. We're going to cut them back so they're different heights, so they're a sort of semi-translucent screen. I mean, no, I know you can't see through this, but you can see between it. So it's working out how much we need to leave to still make that feel as though it's sheltered from the rest of the garden and a different part of it. So I reckon 6 will do. Stand on the deck. How tall are you?
6 foot.
Ooh, envy. Take a foot off the tallest, and then let's do sort of 6 inches off the others, or does it vary? Yeah.
Heavier sleepers need to be concreted into the ground, but you can achieve a similar effect for less by hammering in fence posts or wooden stakes.
These need to come further apart. If we can now get them straight, obviously, but with gaps that are about the same, then when they're gently painted, that soft pale lilac, and Jules will have a perfect quiet Zen sitting space where she can forget about the ways of the world.
I've designed this garden to have 3 key planting areas where each of us will use colour in a different way.
When Jules sees this bed, it would be nice if she comes out here and the colours that she sees are ones of familiarity. I want this bed to take her back to her roots.
Nothing screams summer more than a hot border. Best planted in full sun, it's a style where fiery toned flowers are the stars of the show.
So these colours, I mean, I've got yellows, I've got pinks, and I've got blues, and they're very, very vibrant. So I've got an echinacea here, got that sort of pinky, mauvey leaf. Looks absolutely wonderful. It's part of the daisy family. And I think it really works well in this bed because it's so vibrant. Now, here's a hot one for you. Red hot poker, or Nyphophia is the Latin name. Now, I'm putting this in this bed next to this grass because they complement each other quite well. Look at that leaf. It's very similar to the actual grass, and that's why it works perfectly. It actually looks like these flowers here are floating. Wonderful. And look at the colours over here. Look at this yellow against this purple. Doesn't that look wonderful? In fact, that yellow will work with any of these colours here.
Like the garden I saw in North London, Danny's using a background of neutral shades to make his hot colours really pop.
One thing I would say is break your bed up with greens, and then it would bring it all together, and it will look even more stunning.
I'm mirroring Danny's hot colours in the border on the other side of the plot.
What's quite fun to do when you're working with predominantly greens and then fiery colours like these is to look for hints of fire among the green. And if you look at the petioles, these bits here on this Certinia, they pick up the red. The downy bark, the felty bark on this viburnum does the same. And that's quite fun to play around like that. The great thing about heleniums is that they are a late summer and autumn flower. If you go to your local nursery or garden centre once a month, right the way through the year, and buy something in flower, you will then have something in your garden of interest every month of the year. I said that to a lady once and she wrote me a letter afterwards saying, it works. It does.
I'm also adding varieties to the border with different flower forms to add more interest.
Autumn is particularly good for daisies, whether they're Michaelmas daisies or Rudbeckias, Echinacea or Helenium, all slightly different in the way that their flowers are formed. And then you get the stars of Crocosmia, the later flowering varieties.
And you can use them all to good effect just by positioning them where they please you against a background that really shows them off. And that's all I'm doing here, is finding a suitable background for each flower, so it's shown off like a little firework. As the border crosses over into my chill-out zone, the colour palette becomes calming and harmonious. Up here on the terrace, the Zen terrace, I want to give a little bit of foliage and flower to this screen, so I've put a passion flower in this corner and then filling in between them with pink astrantia and those lovely Japanese anemones. I'm doing a single colour along here, pink and dusky crimson, but the yellow centre on the Japanese anemone picks up and hints at the orange of the passion fruit. And I've an idea for an eye-catching centrepiece to finish the area off. How can orange possibly be zen? That's how. For those who think that begonias are big and loud and leery, Begonia sutherlandii will convince them otherwise. It's a small-leaved, small-flowered begonia, but it carries on flowering right the way through the year. In mild gardens, you can get away with it outdoors. I wouldn't. I mean, try and take some cuttings of it in late summer, overwinter it in just frost-free conditions, and then you can enjoy it again next year. I'm going to plant one at each corner. It's sort of semi-trailing, and that means you can position it so it dangles over the front of a container. And then you really see this wonderful combination of the orange flowers of the begonia and the corten steel. Isn't that cracking? I found a carex, a rush stroke grass, which has got these lovely orange bits on the edge of the leaves. So I'm going to put two of these in the back, and look how the corten steel is picked up by the tips of these leaves as well. But I'm going to be a bit cheeky at either end. Chili peppers, useful as well as beautiful. The reason it works is that, yes, the colours are all tonal oranges that go with the corten steel, but also the fact there's this theme of green running through it, which calms everything down. And it's absolutely true what they say. Green is the most important colour in any garden. By adding a simple deck, a screen, some pastel shaded perennials and bright coloured planters, another part of our garden is done. Now these are ornamental gingers. The ginger root underneath is not one that you use for culinary purposes, but aren't they glorious in late summer? Fabulous. Proof that colour can also mean calm. Yeah, it's really rather nice here. A couple of cushions be good.
Need a hand, Alan, there?
Oh, I'd love one. If you want any way you like. Starting at the back, I guess, really, and working forward.
At the back?
Yeah.
What do you mean with these really big ones?
Yes. With the planting in full swing, summer has truly arrived in our garden in Leicester, which is awash with vibrant hues. Pop those out there and there. But choose the right plants and you can still enjoy colour in your garden even when the temperatures start to drop. There is a tendency, come late summer and early autumn, to sort of mentally shut up shop from your garden and think, well, that's it for another year, till the spring bulbs come up. But what a waste of a garden, and a waste of a glorious season when you can make that colour last if you choose carefully. Love this. This is Fatsia, spider's web. We used to think Fatsia was really tender, and then my parents, when I was young, were given one as a wedding present up in Yorkshire. It lived out in our garden forever. The leaves, as they come out, are speckled and marbled with white, like, if you've got an imagination, spider's web. There's absolutely no worry about hardiness when it comes to holly. Tough as old boots. Take as much frost and snow as you can throw at it. And the variegated ones, like this, are absolutely glorious. They bring sunshine to the garden right in the middle of winter. It will grow, quite big, but slowly, and easy enough to clip and keep in shape. If you want ever gold,
rather than evergreen, go for Choisya sundance. This form of the Mexican orange blossom has this foliage which is sort of acidic yellow-green. It grows quite vigorously. I've got it at home and I shear it back and up comes this fresh new growth every spring. And with it in May come white flowers that are gloriously scented. There is nothing to dislike about this plant. It is so useful and again, really quite hardy. This is one of my favourite plants. It looks like this all the year round, except when the white flowers push up among it. Here we've got seed pods now. This is Libertia. It's a New Zealand native, a glorious amber colour. It's, they say, of borderline tenderness. If you're in a really exposed garden, it might not survive, but give it a whirl if you've got a sheltered spot. And this sort of colour in your late summer garden, well, just look at it. Who says a garden's boring when it gets a bit back-endish, eh?
Our aim with this garden is to show how colourful planting can work in a multitude of ways.
Look at that.
And David's trying a different approach in the entertainment area.
You know, not everything in a garden that brings colour has to be about the flowers. It can also be about the leaves, or the fruit, or even the colour of the stems. Now, just take a look at this. This is Cornus westernburt, and these lovely, bright branches. The moment the leaves fall off and you think you're coming into winter with no colour, these stems really pick it up well.
This shrub is best pruned back in early spring to encourage fresh growth.
If you're to prune something during the summer, a lot of the energy of the plant is actually in the foliage, so you're actually cutting that energy out. By doing it when there are no leaves, just before it comes into spring, the plant has a huge amount of resources to quickly grow back and give you even more colour. Colourful stems are one thing, but not forgetting the berries plants have. Now this is Nandina domestica, commonly known as sacred bamboo. I love this plant. You've got very interesting foliage during the summer months. This lovely green, these like pinnate leaves all around the outside, which then turn quite spectacularly red and scarlet. It's not just about the foliage, you also get berries too, really bright, just a little smaller than marble-sized berries. And that combination of the foliage and the berry gives a great deal of interest. Now, I'm adding some more foliage interest into the border, euphorbias. Ascot rainbow. It's got gold, it's got green in the leaves, it's also slightly tinged with red, and these lovely red stems. Look at that. That's going to be nice in the border. And I've also got the honey-scented spurge as well, slightly bigger, but quite tropical-like foliage. The fragrance of the flowers does smell of honey, so very popular with the pollinators and the bees. So this border is already full of lots of interesting colour without even adding a flower.
With the last few inches of planting space filled, it's time for our final statement of colour to make an entrance.
Whoa, how are we looking? Oh, stick.
All that's left is to add some final touches to complement the Caribbean look of the rum shack.
There we are.
And our garden for Jules is finally ready to be unveiled.
I have to say that when I saw all these colours coming into this garden, I feared the worst. I really did think it'll be a dog's breakfast, but it doesn't look horrendous. And the main reason is because of the plants, isn't it? Suddenly, it's got a kind of calmness to it, but it's vibrant and singing.
But the colour, this area here and at the bottom of the bar, it's a happy garden, isn't it? I think the colours have really done that.
You couldn't come out here, Danny, and sulk, could you?
Couldn't. It makes you feel excited, makes you smile.
Let's see if she's excited and she smiles. Come on, go on then.
A few days ago, Jules looked out at more of an overgrown jungle than a garden. Crammed full of old furniture and rotting fruit trees, it lacked any colour besides green, and you could barely move in it, let alone relax. Now it's a light-filled, sun-soaked paradise. that's popping with bright yellows, vibrant reds, and cool blues. What was a dark alley is now a sunny, welcoming entrance, lined with cheerful pots, packed with herbs and veggies. Julie's plum tree has been reborn as a central focal point, providing a glut of ripe fruits for crumbles and pies for years to come. A fun, sociable entertainment area is perfect for dining with family and enjoying a glass or two of rum punch with friends. And last but not least, once the party's over, Jules can take a moment and chill in her very own private Zen garden. For more information on how we built this garden, go to itv.com/Alan.
Keep your eyes tight shut.
Yep, it's shut.
Okay, step over the threshold. No peeping just yet. Don't look just yet. I want you to stand there. So, Julie, open your eyes.
Oh my. This ain't my house. It is. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh. Oh! That is absolutely wicked. That's what I wanted, some light in my life.
You've got light in your life. You've got sunlight here.
That is absolutely, it's me. I couldn't even imagine this. Is that my plum tree?
That's your plum tree.
Mama shack.
Yes. There it is. So this is where you can do your line.
You remembered. Thank you. Gosh, this is so nice.
Very, very well.
So much.
So what difference will it make?
I can actually come home and breathe. It'd be a pleasure to be out here. It'd be an absolute pleasure. Just what I wanted. This is absolutely superb. This is the biz.
I was about to say, did you want to get a few friends in?
You know what? Yeah. Let me dry my eyes. I don't want them to see me cry. I'm just not very good for my status, you know. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get them. Okay.
Mummy. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Cheers. Thank you, everyone, for your help.
Well, it was an overgrown jungle that Julie couldn't get into. She didn't want to get into. She loved bright colours, and it was dingy and dark and, well, not anymore. It was our chance to do something for her. Hopefully, she'll make lots of happy memories here. Till the next time on Love Your Garden. Bye-bye.